different game. Jamal Williams in the game at bat. Carr pressure, lets it fly. Going deep, Shaheed. He's got it! Touchdown, New Orleans! Shaheed.
What tight end can go now? What can he actually do to help us gain yards on offense?
In the corner here. Oh my goodness, what a hit as Lamb got smoked by Will Harris.
Yo, it's JB the Cowboy fan. Yes, sir, I'm back with another one. Shout out to my subscribers. Shit. Cowboys got obliterated by the Saints. I want to talk about a few things. First thing I want to talk about this Cowboy defense. And before I get into my shit about the quarterback, I'm gonna let it know. I'm gonna let it be known right now. Dak played an okay game. I'm not gonna say he was the reason they lost, but I will say he was all over the place like he was in that Browns game, and he got saved by the defense and special teams in that Browns game. Now that first pick, it wasn't on him. I'm not gonna give him that. And Brooks, he fucked up on two key plays. That pick where he fell, and it's credited to Dak. And on that block on that end around when Cooks was coming around, man, he either could have scored or got the first down. First down was scored. Either one, if Brooks would have held that block. But I do got to give some of it to Dak because he was all around to his receivers in this game, like he was to his receivers in the game against the Browns. And when there was still a slight chance where your $60 million quarterback is supposed to do something, he still throws a pick, forcing it to CeeDee Lamb. But my main thing about this game was the defense. It was the defense. And how all I heard in this offseason was about how Zimmer was supposed to be, he was the savior of the defense. See, my thing was when I was defending Dan Quinn's defense since 2021, 2022, 2023. I was defending Dan Quinn's defense. And even in this game, that last playoff game against Green Bay Packers. Because the way I was looking at it was Dak Prescott early in that game threw those two picks. One was a pick six. See? But to me, Dak has had the defense from Dan Quinn to Ball. Y'all can't tell me from 2020, when that defense was last in the league, to win every category. From 2021 to 2022 to 2023, that defense wasn't better. Like, they was damn near top. They was top 10 2021, 2022, 2023. In a couple of those years, they top 7, top 5. So I was saying, what more else do you need than what Dan Quinn did for the defense for Dak Prescott to succeed? But all I heard from the Dak fanboys was it was Dan Quinn's fault. They ain't getting no blame to Dak. Now, Zimmer came to be the defensive coordinator. All I heard was praises for this guy. They was basically calling Dan Quinn fucking Benedict Arnold. But what has changed with the defense? They'll beat up on scrub teams because it come to look like it. The Browns wasn't that good for the first game, or maybe their mental wasn't there or something. But somehow, some way, it's like the Dallas Cowboys took advantage of it. But they come out the next week and win. We come out the next week and lose. So what does that say about the Cowboys? I said when I made videos a couple months ago about the schedule and what it's going to be. It kind of flip-flopped with my 2 picks early because I picked the Browns to beat us and us to beat the Saints. And it flip-flopped. But the record, what I'm saying, we was going to go 2-5 our first 7 games. It sure do look like it. It sure do look like it. Because the teams you expect the Cowboys to beat, they lose to. That's that 50-50 playing goddamn, that up and down shit. They not consistent. I just remember how all these content creators for the Dallas Cowboys, these Dak fanboys, how they kept blaming Dan Quinn. You know what I'm saying? When Mike Zimmer got hired and shit. You know, I ain't gonna say it. I really just want to look at the comment section to these guys. That's what I really want to look at. But see, they put out the delusional shit about the team. Cause see, I still think Dan Quinn was a good defensive coordinator for us. He just didn't have the pieces he needed to do what he did. So he did the best he could with what he had. But you can't tell me he didn't lift that defense from 2020 to 2021, 2022, 2023 to a top 10 defense when we was fucking last in every category in 2020. But see, that's my point of them not always putting the blame on everybody else and not even giving Dak Prescott no type of goddamn responsibility for taking L's when it mattered most. I want to look at some of these comments. You know what I'm saying? When Mike Zimmer got hired by the Cowboys. Yo, let's look at some of this shit, man. I'm satisfied with the hire. A blast from the past who brings discipline and structure and accountability. Where the fuck was discipline, structure, and accountability in this game? Where was the adjustments by Mike Zimmer? He's supposed to be God sent. Where the fuck was he? But y'all want to basically call Dan Quinn Benedict Arnold. So to me, y'all still making the excuses for Dak Prescott. Because even in this game, and I don't think Dak had that much blame for this game, but $60 million quarterback, you supposed to do something. And then when it mattered, when he still had a slight chance, because I remember when Buffalo played Houston, I think it was 83 or 84 or something like that. I think Buffalo was down like 35-3 or 10 in the third quarter. And they came back and won that game. So what I'm saying is, it still was a slimmer of hope. And Dak still forcing the ball to CeeDee Lamb and threw another pick. You supposed to be the general at that time. Man, you ain't supposed to be just looking at CD all the time. And here they still blaming Cooks. They didn't blame Cooks last week though, but they blaming Cooks this week. Let's look at some of the more of these comments about when Zimmer first got hired, and some of these, some of these guys got these delusional fans because they always want to put the blame on somebody else. But let's look at here. Don't forget, Mike Zimmer might also have a say in free agency to tell Jared Stevens to get certain players for him. This could be a very good hire. Zimmer took the Vikings to the NFC Championship game, something the Cowboys haven't done in 30 years. You got one comment here. Let's just hope at 67 that he can still bring the intensity. Don't look like he did. Finally got someone who got the dog in him. Right. Best hire, Cowboys fan since 1986. First team. Watched with my dad, Cowboys fan, whatever. Let's check out what some of the other content creators saying. Yeah, we see him.
It's a podcast.
Mike Zimmer is the best free agency signing this
He
offseason.
went on Keyshawn's podcast, right? All facts, no breaks with Keyshawn. Hey, let me tell you something, man. And this is advice.
I'm glad to hear that the defense will be more disciplined and accountable.
People that want to do.
Let me pause this shit. I'm glad to hear that the defense will be more disciplined and accountable this year, but they put accountability. Probably have more discipline, more accountability. Okay. DQ worried so much about hurting people's feelings that he hurt the whole team. So glad Zimmer doesn't care about feelings. Right. Malik whole conversation about Parsons was giving him props. People turned it to a negative. Yeah. Malik got burnt too in Zimmer's defense. Yeah. Oh, let's see what we were saying about Zimmer being hired.
Running out of podcast name. Let me lose Keyshawn first.
Let's see what he got to say. Let's see what Vox was saying about Zimmer being hired.
Man, let's just be honest. Y'all know how I feel about interviews, dog. Y'all know how. Y'all know. Got no juice, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Some celery in there, some other little stuff, some apple in there, some kale in there, some just a little concoction you getting down with, whatever, and salt and pepper, man. But hey, man, look, this interview wasn't. It wasn't like many interviews, you know what I'm saying? So I'll just leave that there. But what we will do is we'll skip through it, okay? We're gonna skip the whole first 30 minutes. We're gonna bypass the whole first.
Come on, man. What you talking about?
The whole first. Let's run this for the cardio. We ain't doing nothing else. Appreciate y'all for being here in the lounge. Hey, when I came back and the show had timestamp, is Mike Zimmer versus Dan Quinn. That's the first one that we're gonna look at today. DQ versus Zim is what I have written down. And I think it's interesting when we listen to all these guys talk about DQ versus Zim and the differences, the differences between them, right? Because we're 3 players in. But this is where I feel like politics is not involved, because they aren't just simply complimenting Zimmer. We're comparing contrasts with Dan Quinn. Did you hear what I said? Loud noises. There's been a couple players that went out their way to explain the differences between Zimmer and Quinn. DeMarvin. Evan Overshawn. Sam Williams was first at the home run derby. Who else? Somebody else said it. Wayne Thomas said, hey, it's different. Wayne said, hey, we gonna stop the run. He demands that. Overshawn says, hey man, look, we actually learning football now. Things are different than the old administration. We're learning the game now. We're not just being told what to do and how to do it. We're learning now. Sam Williams said, oh, I love this scheme, dog. I love this scheme. What you mean, Sam? Shit, I don't know, but I love the shit. Dog, that Marco. What Sam Williams said. So I would love to add.
Oh shit! Come on, bro. And shit, I love my boy Skywalker still. Don't get me wrong. But my thing is, I'm not showing it to put people on blast or nothing like that. I'm just showing to me. Dan Quinn defense was enough for us to win with that. And to me, a lot of them made Dan Quinn the scapegoat for Dak's failures. Now, trust me, they way bigger than me with this YouTube shit. But since I'm getting into this YouTube shit, I'm seeing for my own eyes for myself. And there's no shot to them. But my thing is, when I get people come on my comments talking about I ain't good as law and you talking nonsense, you don't know football, and I'm like, how you gonna compare me to Law Nation? This man been in the game probably about 8-something plus years or some shit like that. I don't know. I started this shit 11 months ago. I don't do this shit for a living. Hell, y'all, my subscribers know how many videos I put out a day. I made this channel just to get my own voice out what I feel about my Cowboys. So y'all gonna compare me to these other content creators who's been in the game longer than me because I don't like say what they say about Dak Prescott because I don't believe in Dak Prescott. Okay, well shit, let's compare what they talking about was him because I was defending Dan Quinn this whole time. I'm like, God damn, Dan Quinn did enough for our defense for this team to succeed deep in the playoffs. Now, when some of the run stopping didn't happen on the defense, it was because some of the players we needed was injured or out for the season already. Or he couldn't get the players from the organization top down to be on the field at that particular time. But to goddamn just basically call this man Benedict Arnold, that he gave everything up because they knew he was going to the Redskins. Oh, my bad, to the Commanders. Hey, I'm old school, baby. Shit, I still think of the Washington Commanders as the Redskins. Hell, I think that was a shout out to the Redskins, to the Indians, to give them recognition. And a lot of Native Americans, they disagree with that. Changing the name. But anyway, I'm not hating on these guys, but some of these Dak fans, they going by what they're saying, only what they say is correct and what they say is right. My whole point was about our defense being good in 2021, 2022, 2023. It was good enough for Dak Prescott to succeed, but he still didn't. Now he's $60 million paid. And when there was a slim chance in the game for us to possibly even make some type of comeback, he still threw a pick. Now, I'm not saying that to blame him for the loss, but there was the time for him to step up and be that $60 million quarterback too.
Was he the DC in Carolina and then turned to the head coach? Or was he just like...
he was the DC in, at the time, San Diego Chargers, and then he got the job in Carolina.
I want to read you some of these comments in this one too. I want to read some of these comments in this one. Damn, now when you think about it, look at all the coaches we had since Bill Parcells, all been soft. But one thing about a hard coach is he is going to get everything out of the team, even if it's not talented. But we had talented teams. Why can't we get the emotional fiery guy? Jimmy Johnson did a halftime speech. Yeah, that Green Bay Packers game, right? Facts. That was a good comment. Zim knows how to run the 4-3 and 3-4. Well, goddamn, what the fuck happened to making adjustments and running that shit today? Huh? What happened to that shit today? Shit. Come on now. Let's see what they talking about when they talking about Zimmer.
Show your daughter how much
another
you
fucking
love
commercial.
this beautiful gift. It says.
Was the defense coordinator for a bit. What era charges was that? Was that like Merriman or something? I don't even know.
2010.
Hold on.
So
Was he the DC in Carolina and then turned to the head?
So for me, it's Zimmer by a mile. Former head coaches turned defense coordinator, and he's got the relationship with the Joneses. And I mean, honestly, historically, he's had really
defenses. Ron Rivera is the one that obviously he's getting an interview as well. Former defense coordinator, or former head coach turned defense coordinator. I'm sorry, former head coach probably looking to be a defense
coordinator, but he hasn't really run a defense in over a decade. You know, so that's a little interesting to me. If I had to pick between the two, for me, it's Zimmer by a mile.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm more recently familiar with Zimmer defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, seeing when, Griffin was out there, Hunter was out there, Kendrick and Marvin was good. You know what I mean? We know those guys, like, closely, right? The last time I remember Rivera, was he the DC in Carolina and then turned to the head coach? Or was he just like...
No, he was the DC in, at the time, San Diego Chargers, and then he got the job in Carolina as head coach, and Sean McDermott was the defense coordinator there for a bit.
What era Chargers was that? Was that like Merriman or something? I don't even know.
2010. So what's the name still? The Rivers. But you're talking about defensively or shit.
Nobody knows shit about Ron Rivera. That's what I'm saying. But like we can recall Mike Zimmer, whether it be Cowboys or whether it be Vikings. We can always. Well, Cincinnati, sure.
He was throwing some Geno Atkins and them boys, and it wasn't like Cincinnati was just throwing bread at free agents. That was the point.
Oh, there go Skywalker and Foster King on this one. Let's see what they were talking about Zimmer versus Dan Quinn.
Split safeties, normally, middle field open.
Damn, I just realized I commented on this video about that too.
Middle field open, too high.
Yeah, we talking about Michael Parsons and my comment was not because they was talking about how Mike Zimmer gonna know how to use Michael Parsons. Oh, he's gonna be a chess piece. All over the field. He gonna be a chess piece. You didn't even hear Michael Parsons' name being called out one time this game. And it's funny, bro. God damn. It just seems like that Michael Parsons only show up against inferior teams. And it's funny because the Browns was missing both starting left tackle and right tackle and Nick Chubb. And then we started our rookies on offensive line and in defense, and you see what happened when they ran up against the Saints. So, Cleveland, damn, I can't remember who Cleveland played today. But they couldn't have been no good team. Because the Cowboys got smashed by the Saints. Only player that did good was goddamn Brandon Aubrey again. Brandon Aubrey once again saved the day. But even though we lost. I commented on this 2 months ago. So this means Micah is going to have to study film 2 months ago. What this guy replied me, Cowboys for 64-37. He does. This is a false misconception that lazy fans have run with because people they like questioning. No. My thing about Michael Parsons, and I made several videos about Michael Parsons. My thing about Michael Parsons was, to me, he didn't study enough. This was before everybody was talking about that shit because when I made my videos about it, people say, well, Micah's undersized that DN. Because when they crowned him Lawrence Taylor, the damn game-changing next generation talent, they gave him that title coming in the league. And I was like, nah. No, sir, not yet. Not yet. No, sir. oh, he's undersized. He don't weigh as much as Lawrence Taylor, and the tackles weigh heavier than they, offensive linemen weigh heavier than they do now. Well, move his ass to linebacker. Move his ass to linebacker. I don't want to see Michael Parsons at DN no more. Shit, apparently they went up against some scrubs last week versus the Browns. What? Can't wait to see this defense versus the Ravens and the Niners. Are you kidding me? Do you know what's going to happen? Oh, boy. Ooh, no. Even though the Ravens and the Niners lost today, I still don't want to see this defense go up against that offense. This defense is putrid under Mike Zimmer. Putrid. Putrid under Mike Zimmer. Are you kidding me? Oh, Law Nation. This my guy. This my guy though. I like Law though.
Sometimes you just need to.
I make comments on the Law. When he go live sometimes, he don't kick me out. But the other guys, they'll kick me out. But yeah, the guy compared me. And then in my comment section, I can't remember the video. I think it was my, I don't know, second to last video or something. He deleted his comments out of the video. Want to compare me to Law Nation, bro? I mean, I'm just starting doing this shit. He just wanted to be. He wanted to try to throw an ad hominem, towards me versus sticking with the facts of what I was saying in the video. He want to say I suck because I only got like 600. At that time, I had 624 subscribers. Now I got 628, but that was like 2 days ago. I've been doing this shit for 11 months. Did Law have 1 million subscribers in his first 11 months of doing this? Because I remember Law saying he started this shit in his car, just picked up the phone and started talking on the shit. Come on now. See, don't be trying to puff up somebody else over me because you don't like what I'm saying. You hurt, you mad about what I'm saying about your quarterback? Because he got carried by the defensive special teams in the first game?
Say it.
If we're gonna press you, you get your outside and get it contained. Okay? I told you this quarterback runs. Keep him in the pocket. You got me? You better quit shitting around. I'm not having this bullshit.
Yo.
You better get your minds right, or I'll get
Yo.
for you.
I can listen to that 1,000 times. Sometimes you need something like that. Sometimes you need somebody to light a fire up under you. And
but what did that shit get us today? It looked like Zimmer is on another planet coaching against teams this year. He was way out of his element. Couldn't adjust to anything. And shout out to Big Country on Facts Only Sports. Cause he was calling the way Zimmer was getting out coached. Y'all go look at his live. I'm telling you. He was saying that the Saints are doing their run game to the outside. They're doing their pass game to the outside. While Zimmer kept stuffing the two or three gap, trying to stop the run. But they was when they run the ball, they was running mostly to the outside and throwing the ball to the outside on the hashes. And Zimmer for nothing could combat that shit. He got totally out-coached. And this what y'all talking about Zimmer? Y'all talking this the shit we supposed to expect for Zimmer? See, this is my point about how they blame Quinn for the Green Bay loss, but it was 2021, 2022 versus the Niners when Quinn defense held their ground. and Dak didn't step up. But see, they bypassed that shit and blamed Dan Quinn for the loss to the Green Bay Packers, when really Dak had a lot to do with it in that game than this particular game. But it still was the same thing on defense. So what is it then? Huh? Dak didn't have a shootout in this game either. But I'm not, I just, $60 million, I said it. Too much is given, much is required. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming Dak for the total part of it. But I'm still going to give him some accountability and some responsibility on this, because he's a $60 million quarterback. And he's supposed to show up and do better things. And he still made it worse when we had a slight chance to come back. He threw that fucking pick. See, that's all I heard about Quinn was he got down, betrayed the Cowboys. He already knew he was going to the Niners. All I was saying. This Cowboys definitely need the kind of presence and accountability. Quinn is a great coach. The players love him like a father or a big brother figure, but Micah and these young defenders need to grow up and mature with accountability. Well, where was the fucking accountability from Mike Zimmer in this game? I want Mike Zimmer, man. I've been a fan of his defense tenacity and gutsy attitude when it comes to his game planning. And like that video I made with Marcus Spears when he was talking about at that time when he had Dave Campo as his coach, and he said that Jerry Jones, to him, he did go all in because they had 13 Pro Bowlers. He said they had enough to the win. He basically boiled it down to it was the players that needed to perform. So if you go come from Dan Quinn defense, which had Trayvon Diggs and DeRon Bland give you the most picks in consecutive years with 14 and 13. The consecutive years. Both of them. After Diggs got his picks and then followed behind him because he got hurt the following season, they go Bland. He stepped up with 13. That got the ball back multiple times more than other quarterbacks did. But what'd he do with it? See, this is my thing with them blaming the defense, because ain't shit changed with the defense. Oh, well, Jerry Jones ain't gonna get no big time names. But goddamn. He went out there and got some beat. The defense he stepped out there last week against the Browns was okay. That was Mike Zimmer defense against the Browns. It was dominating. We dominated the Browns. Oh shit, we gonna dominate the Saints too. That's the same defense, right? Same defense. Huh? Same defense. Huh?
We have to talk. First and foremost, can y'all hear me loud and clear? Let me get this mic together. You know what I'm saying? Cartel in the building. Cartel in the building. How y'all feeling about that? How y'all feeling about the hire? You know, of course, I can't just ask y'all straight out, so I'm gonna go off the chat. Thumbs up or down. I feel good about it. Okay. Blake A, Teresa, thumbs up. Okay. You know, and if you don't like it, be honest. We can talk through it. We're a family. I feel good. I knew that I would. Rex too far removed from being in the mix. Yeah,
I'm not going to downplay or get mad at Rex because he didn't get hired. I mean, I was excited about the prospect of it because I know he comes from football. I love his passion defending Dak Prescott. But I guess they just think he can because I think Mike Zimmer values linebackers and he values D tackles. I feel like under Mike Zimmer, Oso Odigizua might get some edge work because Mike Zimmer prides himself on setting the edge.
Look, man. All I'm saying is what I'm boiled down to with the Cowboys. It's about the players stepping up. I don't care what y'all say about Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, and the organization. I don't care what y'all say about how many different coaches we done had. It's fucking about the goddamn players. It's about the goddamn players. You tell me that defense that strutted out there with Mike Zimmer was better than Dan Quinn what he did? But my thing about it is that most of those guys, I mean, they was shitting on Dan Quinn. Y'all go back and look at the archives of their videos when Dan Quinn was goddamn. No, look at when he was first hired to win this game, to that last playoff game against Green Bay. Check out some of their videos. To me, that's flip-flopping. That's being hypocritical. Because at one point they was praising Dan Quinn. And to me, it just boiled down to the lack of productivity at a high level from the quarterback position. Like I said, don't get me wrong. But if you look at this game, look how the Saints played Dak Prescott, though. And we're going to see a lot of this in this season. Look how the Saints defense played Dak Prescott. They made a point to stop the run. And it don't matter if we had Ezekiel Elliott. I'm talking about Ezekiel in his heyday. Whenever a team was able to stop our run and put the ball in Dak's hands to beat us with his arm on a consistent basis, we don't win. We don't win. The Saints' game plan on offense was to run on the outside, throw on the outside, and the defensive game plan was stop the run and make Dak beat us with his arm. Man. Mike McCarthy still don't have no discipline on the offense because they still create damn pre-snap penalties. They still making penalties. And team-wise. And just because the Ravens lost and they 0-2, that don't mean they won't come in. What we play the Ravens at? Can I see our next game? Will this show me the next game? Our next game against who we playing? Okay, the Ravens. Okay, we get the Ravens at the crib. God dang. 44-19. This is fucking sad. Yo, this Dave the Cowboy fan. I appreciate y'all for listening to me. Like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go, Cowboys.
I'm glad. I will tell you this. If there's a human breathing that I've ever met, that I'm proud that took advantage of me financially. I'm proud it's the one sitting to the right.
And Dak.
Check.